Hey, what are you doing?
Nothing. Who are you?
What? I'm a skull trooper.
A skull trooper? Is that supposed to mean something to me?
Yeah, I'm a skull trooper from Fortnite, one of the biggest games in the world. Plus, we have a lot in common.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Well, you're a storm trooper. I'm a skull trooper. We both wear black and white, and we both shoot at people.
Yeah. Okay. What'd you say you're from again?
The video game Fortnite.
Oh, Fortnite. Yeah, that game sucks.
Oh, well, let me let you in on something else we have in common then.
What's that?
You're in Fortnite too.
What? That's not true. That's impossible.
Search your feelings, you know it to be true.
No! No!
And you didn't think there'd be any horror in this episode. Welcome to the 13th episode of Creed's Modern Mondays. I am your host, Creed, and today we're taking a look at the Fortnite Skull Trooper. This is the first episode of the return of the 4 weeks of Halloween, where we take a look at spooky themed toys all month long. The Skull Trooper outfit was released in the Fortnite video game in the very first season and released as a figure by Jazzwares in 2019. Of course, in the package, you get the Skull Trooper himself, 2 additional face plates, a boogie bomb, a back bling, a harvesting tool. In addition, you also get a grenade launcher and a Scar assault rifle. There's a nice shot of the Skull Trooper right there, and this guy has a whopping 40 points of articulation. That is insane. Here on the side of the box, you can see the Fortnite logo and the same Skull Trooper artwork. That artwork is also here really big on the back of the box, along with a little description. It says, Skull Trooper, victory runs bone deep. Here at the bottom, you can see some of the other figures in the Legendary series, and you can probably tell the box I have is a bit beat up, but that's okay. I got it at Ross for $11. The final side is identical to the other, so we're going to go ahead and get this guy out of the package. The Fortnite Legendary series really reminds me of Marvel Legends, not just because of the name, but also the scale and the packaging. All right, let's get this guy out of the tray, and there you have it, the Skull Trooper. I have to tell you, out of the box, this is a fantastic looking figure. I got a couple of minor complaints with him, but overall, I am very pleased. He's extremely fun to pose, and the overall look of a skeleton trooper is pretty wicked, let's be real. Here's a better look at the head sculpt, which in my opinion is really good. But we are going to get immediately into one of my complaints, and that is the seam around his face. That's how you change out his face plates, but we'll get more into that later. The outfit is pretty cool. It's all black, of course. It's got a bandana here and dog tags on the front, as well as all the bones painted onto the front to make it look like a skeleton. However, because he's so dark, a lot of the details are lost. Here in the close-up, you can see he has belts and pouches, wrinkles in his clothing, all kinds of stuff that are kind of difficult to see from afar. In addition to the pouches, here on his arm, he has a bandana, and as we get closer, you can actually see the elastic around his wrist. Both of his hands are molded to hold his weapons, but they're also articulated. As you can see, they'll open and they'll also shut. But again, we're getting ahead of ourselves. We'll come back to that a little bit later. Down here at the boots, you can see they are also very well detailed with these awesome knee and shin guards. And they go down into the boots that have these really sick tread patterns on the bottom. Here, I'll try to get a better look at it for you. There you go. You can see that it is really well molded, and these boots look fantastic. You can even see the strap that holds the shin guard on right there. All right, now it's time to take a look at the Skull Trooper's articulation. He does have an ankle rocker right here, like you'd expect most modern figures to have, but he also has a toe articulation that can go up and down. He can also point his ankle up and down, and his ankle also has a swivel point. That is quite a lot for just the ankle. Now here at the shin, he does have another swivel point, and at the knee, he has a double hinge, so he can do amazing butt-kicking action. He barely makes it, but he does make it, as you can see. Above the double hinged knee, he has another swivel point at the thigh. And then here at the hip, he has a ball joint, which allows for some nice flexibility. There is a swivel at the waist and an ab crunch. And then here at the elbows, there is a butterfly joint, which allows the shoulders to flex back and forth. They can also go up and swivel around. Bicep also has a swivel. Wait, there you go. Bicep has a swivel. Double hinged elbow, so he can put his hand right up by his mouth if he needs to. It looks like Dr. Evil right there. $1 million. Anyway, then he also has a swivel at the wrist as well as a flex point, and the hand can also open and close, as we mentioned before. Last but not least, here at the neck, he does have a ball joint, which allows him to look left and up and down and right, all the directions. And that's it. I think I got all 40 of them, but yes, that covers all 40 points of articulation for the Skull Trooper. Now it's time to take a look at the Skull Trooper's accessories. This is his harvesting tool. It's a scythe, obviously, with a cool bandage wrapped around it there. I think the gleam on the blade here and the overall look of this is fantastic. I'm really happy with this weapon, and he looks really cool holding it. Thankfully, his articulated hand has no issues with this whatsoever. Skull Trooper's second accessory is his Scar assault rifle, which I love. As you can see, it's the same on both sides, but I just love how it looks. The coloring, paint, and details are spot on. Sadly, there is one small issue, and it's not with the gun. Unfortunately, Skull Trooper's articulated hand does not want to hang on to this. If you barely move him at all or shake him, it falls out of his hand. I know it doesn't seem like that big of an issue right here in the video, but trust me, when you're trying to pose him, it is such a pain to get the hand to close and hold the gun. It's not that big a deal though, because I'll probably display this figure holding his scythe anyway, and I'll end up giving this assault rifle to my G.I. Joe classified Duke. Skull Trooper also has a grenade launcher with a drum feed system, as you can see, and once again, this is a very cool weapon. Excellent paint, excellent sculpting, I love it. Also, the handles are smaller on this one, so making the Skull Trooper hold it is way easier. His hands will actually clamp down over these because the handles are so narrow, and so this one looks pretty good. The last weapon included with Skull Trooper is this boogie bomb. Yes, this is a disco ball grenade. You throw it at someone and it makes them start dancing. This is one of the funniest weapons in Fortnite, but also very effective because if they're dancing, it's real easy to shoot them. The paint application is really nice, as you can see, but unfortunately for him to hold it, he has to hold it by the clip, which no one would ever really do, but it's the only way for him to hang on to it. Skull Trooper also has this ghost portal back bling, which you can see is translucently purple. It is a backpack that pegs into his back, kind of like a G.I. Joe, and I really like how this looks with this like ethereal purple, the chains, and the spikes on top. It's very creepy and an excellent addition to this figure. You just move this strap out of the way and there's a hole right there in his back, and you just plug it in and bam! Now the Skull Trooper has a ghostly portal on his back. The Skull Trooper's final accessories are his face plates. As you can see, he has one scared, one smirking, and one angry. And that comes back to my other minor complaint that to pop his face off, you have to pull this whole front panel off, as you can see. It's basically a face plate, and it leaves a seam that I don't like. Anyway, there's his scared face. He's like, dude, you just pulled my face off. Now we'll go ahead and change it to his other faceplate, which is his angry faceplate. And it's almost like he's saying, all right, man, this isn't funny anymore. Do not pull my face off again. All right, it's size comparison time. And here we have the Skull Trooper alongside the Star Wars Black Series Stormtrooper. And here he is alongside the Star Wars Black Series TIE Fighter pilot. All of these figures are in the 6-inch scale, so they're basically the same size. However, since Jazzwares makes this Fortnite Skull Trooper, I figured I'd show him alongside the Jazzwares Halo Infinite Master Chief, who is at a 7-inch scale. And side note, Master Chief is also in Fortnite. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch today's Modern Monday on the Jazzwares Skull Trooper from the Fortnite Legendary Series, produced in 2019. Like I said earlier, I found this guy in Ross for $11, and when I bought him, I was like, oh, this is a perfect Modern Monday for October. Last year, when I did the 4 weeks of Halloween, it was only 4 episodes, of course, during Creed's collection. But this month, we're doing it up. 8 total episodes, 4 Modern Mondays, and 4 Creed's collections. So you have 7 spine-tingling videos left to survive. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a thumbs up. And if you have any thoughts, please leave a comment, because you know I love to read and respond to them. And if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? You should be subscribing. I'm literally spinning around like Jennifer Love Hewitt, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. What are you waiting for? That scene is burned into my brain forever. Anyway, the return of the 4 weeks of Halloween will continue this Wednesday on Creed's Collection, my vintage toy show, where we'll be taking a look at, of course, another spooky themed toy. So until then, sleep well.